Hey guys, Craig here. Just going to do a quick out of the box review on a couple of bits that I've just received. As some of you already know, I'm about to partake in a Fury build, building the M4A3 E8 Easy 8 Tamiya Sherman and turning it into Fury. So I've had a couple of bits turn up in the post already. This is the first. This is the 135th M4 Sherman HVSS suspension set from Tasca, and it's the T80 track kit, which is what you need if you're going to do a Fury replica. Bits of Japanese writing on the front. It says here, highly accurate model kit, paint and cement not included, yada 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 yada. I actually bought this kit off eBay from Creative Models, which hopefully you can see that sticker pretty well. It come from Creative Models. It was about £16. So let's have a look inside. So opening the box, I've already been in the box and taken everything out of the little bags. But this is what you get inside. You get two instruction leaflets. So you get a double-sided sheet here. So we'll go through that one first. So on here's the instruction sheets. The first part of it's in Japanese. And then it's translated in English on this side. But this set of instruction sheets is pretty much the HVSS suspension set, which should replace the Tamiya suspension set if you're not doing the Easy 8, because the Easy 8 already comes with this. So I'm not sure if I'm going to need this or not, because obviously the Easy 8 comes with it. Comes with the sprockets, idlers, all the little road wheels and everything you need to fit it onto the tank. It's got a fitting guide here for the normal suspension that you get on the Sherman. So this gives you the marking guide as to where to put your HVSS. That's pretty much the first set of instructions that you get. The second set of instructions is how to do the tracks. A little bit of info up here on what you need, types of glue, paints, how to paint it, etc. It's a very basic track set. You get a rubber tracks to start with, and then on top of the rubber tracks you get the choice of the two. You get the T80 track or the T84 track. Now if you're going to do Fury, you're going to need the T84 track as per the movie. These come as individual links, I'll show you in a minute, but they pretty much glue on top of the rubber track. And then if you move in a little bit closer onto here, you've got the guide horns, which you then place into the centre of the rubber track, so it all fits flush. Okay. It tells you not to use enamel paint, it tells you to use lacquer based paints for the rubber. And that is pretty much the instruction leaflet that you get there. So what do you get in the box then? First thing I'll show you, you get the 4 bits of rubber track. It is pretty detailed, as you can see. That's the road wheel side. So you've pretty much just got to wear the rubber down, so where the wheels have been running along it. And then on the other side, it's got all these little divots and everything on that track there that you can see. So each individual track link goes onto one of those. You pop it in, you glue it down, it locates onto those little pins, and jobs are good. And the idea is, once you've done that, it still should be flexible enough to bend it up and around. It does have these little tabs on all 4 sets of tracks, so you can join them together. So I might probably just end up putting a couple of little holes in these and stitch them just to make sure they don't come apart, being rubber tracks. So continuing with the tracks then, what you also get inside the box is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sprues of individual track links. So that's a T80 tracks there, and it also comes with the guide horns on there. And I believe somewhere maybe you get the T84s. Nope, they're all T80 tracks. But looking at it, fairly detailed track links there. Individual guide horns. So this is the first time I'm going to have done this type of track and how to put them together. The first interesting track that I did was on the Tiger, that's also going to go on the Fury build with the individual track links, but this is totally different. As you can see on the back end, it's got the little locating pins to drop onto the rubber track. Not entirely sure why these ones are joined at the minute, but I'm sure there's a reason for it. Probably the spare track link to go on the side of the tank. Well, that's interesting where it says you've got the 2 track options, but you only get one in the box, which is the T80. You then get this sprue, and then on this sprue you've got all sorts of little details, hatches and springs, wheel defenders or track defenders, mud guards, whatever you want to call them, little side skirt bits, but these bits are for the track tensioner at the back, so you need those. But looking at it, looks fairly detailed, looks fairly crisp, and it doesn't look as though there's much flash on there. All good so far. Next thing that you get in the box then, you get 2 sprues of these. So you've got the sprockets and idlers and the final drive covers there with sort of like a cog and little bits and bobs. You get 2 of those, obviously one for each side. Looking at the detail on those, the road wheels look pretty cool. Sprockets look pretty detailed. You even get the nuts and that inside the sprockets on that one. Rear side. Something that's apparently missing in the Tamiya kits is the detail on the back of the road wheels. And this appears to have the details on the back of the road wheels and the idlers and everything. So it looks as though they spent a bit of time on that. So that looks pretty good. What you then get is 1, 2, 3 sprues for the HVSS suspension. So on here you've got the actual road wheels, all the HVSS bits and bobs, the assemblies and everything, and that's pretty much what you get. Three sprues of that. The other side again, you've got the details on the back of the road wheels, all the little rivets and locating pins and everything. I don't know what those bits are at the bottom there, these bits. I'm sure we'll find out eventually though. But yeah, first impressions of that, pretty good. And then the last bit that you get in the box, which kind of threw me a little bit, is this clear sprue. It's not actually clear, it is rubber. And this is your rubber bushings for all your idlers and road wheels and everything. So your wheels and that should still be able to move, because these things should sit on pretty snugly to give you that bit of friction, so you don't need to glue your wheels, so your suspension and that should still work. But that's everything that you get in the box. So for £16 you're actually getting quite a bit. So you're getting 3 HVSS sprues, 2 sprocket sprues, an accessory sprue, 1, 2, and I think I said there was 9 track sprues. You're getting the 4 bits of rubber track, plus the instructions for it. And as you can see, the box is actually quite substantial. It's a big ass box. So that's what I'm going to be getting on with as soon as my Easy 8 turns up. And the other bit I've got in the post at the minute, it turned up today. I've bought the 76.2 millimeter metal and brass barrel. I've put the flash eliminator on at the front already. But yeah, the detail on that is absolutely awesome. It's even got the, I don't think you're going to see it, I'll try and zoom in. It's actually got the little ports there for the gas, for the recoil and everything, to allow the gas to escape out the barrel. The big ass flash eliminator at the end. You can't really see it as such, but inside the barrel there is another part that actually goes inside there. You can just about see it. Sits kind of here where it joins, but what that basically is it keeps the round nice and snug as it comes out the barrel, so it stays accurate instead of coming down a tight barrel and then ended up in this big open gap in the flash eliminator. The first part of that screws in. It's all threaded, this part here, and then this bit on the end, that bit there, that needs gluing onto the first part. Oops, I did have a 76.2mm barrel. The other end as well, this is also threaded. Sorry, it's not threaded, but it's pinned, so you can just put that into the original mantle out of the Tamiya kit. So that should be a nice replacement for the plastic barrel that you get, where you've got to join it in half, spend days sanding it and all sorts of stuff. So I'm looking forward to getting that on. You do get a little bag of photo etch. I presume these are spacers, and it looks as though there's a couple of little straps and that on there. But as you can see, this is from rbmodel.com. Again, got this off of eBay. They do have a website. I've been on it, and they've got loads and loads of upgrade stuff, photo etched like this, for just about everything you could possibly want. So the next bit I'm going to get off of them is the antenna mounts for my Fury, so I can put the antennas on instead of having to drill holes in the plastic bits. But yeah, you get this little sprue of photo etch, and in the corner here is like two little buckles. So that's pretty much where I'm at with my Fury build at the minute. So the next bits that should be turning up hopefully is the full Fury detail set from, it's coming from South Korea. That's all the ammo boxes, the gas mask, and everything that you see on the tank and the film is in that resin kit. That was £36, and that's pretty much where I'm at. So as soon as something else turns up in the post, I'll give you an update. If anybody wants to comment on this or ask any questions on it before I start putting it together, feel free to send your comments and that in. And hope you enjoyed this sort of like quick review of the Tasca kit. Craig signing off for now. Speak to you later, guys.